गुड मॉर्निंग इंडिया एंड वेलकम टू गना शॉर्ट। गना शॉर्ट में आप सबका स्वागत है एंड दिस is going live on PGurus also. Let's see if Shreya joins in or not, but that doesn't matter. We'll go ahead with because we are very clear as to what we're going to speak. Well, very interesting things. The chessboard in Pakistan is moving at a pace, at Imran Khan pace. This ball is swinging, the pitch is uneven, and the batsmen are on unsure wicket. And things are not in good nick in Pakistan. Amidst all this, Asim Munir is he's the umpire. He's the first umpire, the second umpire, and the third umpire all in one. And he's also the batsman who's hitting Pakistan for a six. So that's what Pakistan is all about at this point of time. This whole thing started a few days back when Mohsin Naqvi, their interior minister, came out and gave a talk about systemic collapse and things like that. And people said, what's happening? And that systemic collapse is triggered something. And there is a story going on. It's not one, there are about 10 little. Everyone has his own view about what's going on. But the guy who's doing all this is this chap. So what we'll do is we'll go through this whole story, how it started and everything. In fact, day before yesterday, when I was speaking on Jaipur Dialogues, which came to all of you also, I did speak of this. I said, look, this is happening and it's panning out that way. All right, it's virtually panning out that way. And I did speak of many of these things earlier. Pakistan is going down a familiar path, but that familiar path is slippery. That I'll speak in the evening. We'll speak about that in the evening, right? But right now, we'll go ahead with this. And to my way of looking at it, right, we've spoken of three fronts, the internal three fronts. We spoke of POJK, we spoke of Baluchistan, and yesterday evening we spoke of KPK. Today we're going to talk of this front, the political front, the internal political front, which is bubbling over. And well, we don't know when this government will go, but I think it will go. But what's going to happen beyond that is anybody's guess. Right. Let's look at this from many angles. But before all that, I'd like to thank everyone who's been following me, who's subscribing to me, and also joined Gunner Short as a member. Thanks a lot. I do hope that you like this video and do subscribe to Gunner Short and of course PGurus, where this is going live. I want to put something across to all of you. We are living in an age of Gen Zs and short time frames, short attention spans, and everything. I got this feedback, and I thought I must discuss it with all of you. He says, "Look, being good is not adequate to increase your viewers. Be succinct and brief like Facebook Shorts with a punch message. Good luck." Thanks for the advice. But what I'd like to point out that it still takes 9 months to make a baby. It will still take an hour to bake a cake. Just by looking at those Facebook Shorts and Instagram Reels, you get nothing. And knowledge is knowledge. And on this channel, you get knowledge. And knowledge is time consuming. It's not going to happen in a hurry. So if you want short, punchy, succinct kind of stories, go elsewhere. No problems. But you want to understand what's happening, you want to reflect and think and apply yourself, this is the place. And I'm not saying this because today I'm old. I've always believed in this from the time I was young. And that's what set me apart. You want to know what is the difference between being successful and not successful. The difference is the ability to be patient, ingest knowledge, and exude knowledge. And this is a time consuming process. It'll take that time. Anything else, you're playing into a shortcut of your life. Well, that's where I stop. So, my suggestion, if you are a young man or a woman or a young person with a lot of future, don't do things the short way. The long route is arduous, difficult, it's successful. Okay, now let's get back to Pakistan. This whole story started with this speech which Mohsin Naqvi gave wherever he gave. And, right? And it started off a billiard ball kind of a story in Pakistan. So let's listen to the speech. Like today, we're gonna listen to a lot of what you know the Pakistanis are going to say. And if you can't hear it, let me know. In which case, I have to get off, put my computer off, and then get back on.
क्योंकि ये सिस्टम जिसके अंदर हम रह रहे हैं ये कोलैप्स कर चुका है, आप माने ना माने। आप एक चीज जो 70 साल से घसीट रहे हैं, मैं आज भी कहूंगा जमहूरियत हम सब चाहते हो और मैं उसका सबसे बड़ा सपोर्टर हूं और रहूंगा, लेकिन जमहूरियत के अंदर भी तो 3, 4, 5 किस्म के निज़ाम है, खाली एक निज़ाम तो मौजूद नहीं है। लेकिन हम कहते हैं नहीं, जो मर्जी हो जाए, जिस तरह का मर्जी हो जाए, हमने इसी को घसीटना है, इसी को चलाना है, चाहे हम 14 बिलियन की बाहर से एग्रीकल्चर की प्रोडक्ट्स ले आए, चाहे हम।
So this is the story which he came out with yesterday, in fact day before yesterday. The moment he said that, I knew that there are issues in this, and the game is being played at a different level, right?
Okay.
And you must understand all this in the backdrop of what is happening in, Pakistan. Look at this. The complexity of Pakistan is in this. A whole lot. I can't even read it. Now, with this, I'd like to welcome Shreyarji. Shreyarji, namaskaram and welcome to Good Morning India. And
Namaskaram, sir. Good morning, India.
And I've just started off in this thing and to explain what happened and, the Mohsin Naqvi speech about the collapse of the system. Yeah.
Wow.
So this is the system which is collapsing. Have a look at it. Now, today we are talking of the fourth front, just the political front, but we'll come to it. Now, when this collapse story started 2 days back, I had spoken on, Jaipur dialogues. I want to replay what I've spoken. And please, this is the basis from where we are going to start today's discussion. Let me replay this. We should use this opportunity and we should be patient. कि भाई इसको चलने दो और ताकि it becomes ripe. It will take time. ये भी जो भी हो रहा है, it's going to take time. Why it's going to take time? पाकिस्तान की this is a political problem और पाकिस्तान के पास वो कोई ऐसे तरकीब नहीं है जो it can solve this problem politically. Politically failure हो गया, इसीलिए तो ये शुरू हुआ है. So there's no political solution. दूसरी बात, वो मोहसिन नकवी ने बोल दिया तो कोलैप्स हो गया. मेरा सोच ये है कि क्या ये जानबूझ के बोला है कोलैप्स हो रहा है, so that it gives a chance to Asim Munir to dismiss Shahbaz Sharif government. देखिए आज के दिन पाकिस्तान घिरा हुआ है, केपी में भी प्रॉब्लम है, बलूचिस्तान में भी संगीन प्रॉब्लम है और पीओके में भी संगीन प्रॉब्लम है. कोई तो स्केपगोट चाहिए ना इनको. कौन है स्केपगोट इसमें? स्केपगोट तो शहबाज शरीफ ही होगा. तो क्या ये मोहसिन नकवी सुनने में आया है कि ये इसका रिश्ता मतलब his equation with Asim Munir is very good. So it is well possible that there is an inside game going on ki how to take out Shahbaz Sharif. Okay? So this is what I said day before yesterday, right? And this collapse theory and all that. So I'd like your opening views on this, Shri Ayerji. Over to you.
Jalal Shankar, I'm reminded of what you had said that Munir wants to make a deal with the current president, Zardari, and he was going to cede something in exchange for Zardari giving up his presidentship. So he can move there. That makes a lot of sense, sir. And that's one way to do it. The other way to do it is, of course, to dismiss the prime minister and make a deal with Trump so that some of the laws that are there won't apply as far as giving aid to Pakistan is concerned, and declare himself a president. Munir is capable of anything. That we can be sure of. So you're right. This is a political problem, and he cannot solve political problems. He's a military guy. Everything is just a gun and a bullet. So I think he's also going to. He's got a bullet with his name on it. So we'll see.
Yeah.
Or a mango with his name on it.
Yeah. Now, what we're going to do is we've seen this clause, this collapse, trigger, and where it is going, we'll just see. Because what is unraveling in Pakistan is very interesting. Okay. The next clip. Okay.
तो 2 दिन पहले जब आपसे बात हो रही थी सूरत हाल बिल्कुल अलग लग रही थी. अब ऐसा है कि पहले वजीर दाखिला मोहसिन नकवी साहब ने सिस्टम ही को चार्जशीट कर दिया. उन्होंने कहा सिस्टम डिलीवरी नहीं कर पा रहा है, हम तो फायर फाइटिंग कर रहे हैं, इस तरीके से निजाम नहीं चल सकता. 10 साल भी कुछ नहीं हो पाएगा, पिछले 70 साल कुछ नहीं हुआ. RTGISPR से सवाल हुआ, उन्होंने वजीर दाखिला की राय को उनकी जाती राय कहा, मगर ऑलमोस्ट वही बात की. उन्होंने भी कहा कि सिस्टम डिलीवर नहीं कर रहा है. 14 निकाती नेशनल एक्शन प्लान में भी जो काइनेटिक मामला है, यानी कि जो फौज से मुतालिक है, वो मामला आगे चल रहा है, बाकी 13 निकात पर काम नहीं हो रहा है. तो क्या लग रहा है कुछ ना कुछ अब मामला खराब है, सिस्टम एक दूसरे पर ब्लेम गेम की तरफ जा रहा है?
जी बहुत शुक्रिया शाहजेब. देखिए मेरे ख्याल में मैंने उस दिन भी आपसे बात की थी कि फ्रिक्शन पॉइंट्स मौजूद हैं और खास तौर पे पंजाब के हवाले से जी हाँ फ्रिक्शन पॉइंट्स मौजूद हैं. और उसके बाद एक और डेवलपमेंट भी पिछले 24 घंटे में हुई जहां पे एक जगह मोहसिन नकवी साहब ने सब कुछ कहा, वहीं पे कैबिनेट के 2 बड़े अहम सीनियर पॉलिटिशियंस अलीम खान साहब और ख्वाजा आसिफ ने भी एक दूसरे के ऊपर जो है वो इल्जामात लगाए और ये सिलसिला अभी भी जारी है. मैं बता सकता हूँ कि आपको कि इस हवाले से डिजिटल मीडिया के ऊपर जो है वो एक पूरी कैंपेन का आगाज जो है वो हो चुका है. सो यस प्रॉब्लम एरियाज जो है वो जारी हैं, लेकिन मैं फिर यही कहूंगा कि ये फ्रिक्शन पॉइंट्स हैं, ये एक ऐसी चीजें हैं जो ठीक की जा सकती हैं, कोशिश की जाएगी कि इनको ठीक किया जाए.
Yeah, without going into it, so he's talking of friction points and he's talking of people, all that. So this is one angle, he's spoken. So which means what? There's internal friction between Shahbaz Sharif and Munir. There's internal thing, the pressure of what is happening outside, the pressure of economy is now telling on this Gathbandhan or this hybrid system which is happening. Right? Your views on this, because you know what we're going to do today? I'm going to play the story. I'm going to get Shri Ayerji on each of this, and we'll comment on each, because each video I have chosen gives you a different story.
Okay. Jalal Shankar, this could be all a narrative spun, like you said, to unseat somebody so that Munir can ascend to that next level. So for some people, it's Nobel Prize is an obsession. For others, maybe becoming president is an obsession. Who knows? But there is another story doing the rounds, Jalal Shankar. I don't know if you're going to cover this, but let me know. Are you going to cover action?
I'm going to cover lot of angles. Just wait. If I have not covered the angles
all right.
you have, then you get back to me. Okay? So wait.
Yes.
Okay. Now let's get to what the DGISPR said. Actor है वो, असली actor तो वो है. Right? There are 2 clips I'm going to play out, and this is a very deep clip, which is, let's listen.
कि हमारी सबकी बुनियादी कुछ ड्यूटीज हैं, कुछ जिम्मेदारियां हैं, और वो क्या है कि we need to be loyal to the state. If we are loyal to the state, we are obedient to the constitution and law, and it is given in the constitution. So then.
So look, the theme of what is going to speak is loyalty to the state and loyalty to the constitution. And I'll talk of this constitution after the end of this clip. Okay, listen on.
Then talk about your rights. ये जो पैराडॉक्स है, इस पैराडॉक्स में हमें सबसे पहले अपनी ऑब्लिगेशंस की बात करनी पड़ेगी. फील्ड मार्शल सईद आसिम मुनीर ने चंद दिन पहले इसकी निशानदेही करते हुए नेशनल वर्कशॉप बलूचिस्तान में बड़े वाज़े अंदाज में बात की कि yes, we talk about rights movement. Why don't we talk about the obligations movement? There has to be a movement for the obligation of every citizen, every institution. And what are these obligations? They are very clear. They are very simple. क्या ये obligation नहीं है हर शहरी की कि हमारी पहली अव्वलीन और आखिरी आइडेंटिटी पाकिस्तानी हो? This is a very clear, very understandable obligation. ना कि हम तरजीह दें अपनी हस्बियत को, अपनी फकीयत को, अपनी नस्लियत को, अपनी पंजाबियत को, पख्तूनियत को, बलोचियत को, कश्मीरियत को, सिंधियत को. Because our identity, we are a citizen of this state, so our first identity and the last identity and the foremost identity is being Pakistani. It's our obligation that we must acknowledge the fundamental position, the central position of the state of Pakistan in our lives. क्योंकि रियासत है तो सियासत है, रियासत है तो जान है, रियासत है तो नाम है. ये बड़ी बुनियादी ऑब्लिगेशंस है.
Yeah, your views, sir. You heard it.
Sir, I'm astounded that these Dhakkans, when they are in the majority, they want to call their country an Islamic Republic. And if they are being given another chance, they would have wiped out the Shias of Pakistan and said Islamic Sunni Republic of Pakistan. They got rid of all the Ahmadiyas. They've excommunicated them. And when India talks about being a Hindu majority state, all their knickers get out of twist. So these are some of the worst kind of people that I've ever seen. All these guys are doing is just Dandora Petra, sir. What you said is absolutely true.
Right.
They all want Munir to be Chadao Badao fight.
Oh, no, I think he said something beyond which everyone must understand. He said, don't talk of Punjabiyat, don't talk of Sindhi, don't talk of Baluch, don't talk of Khyber Pakhtunkhwa, talk of being a Pakistani.
Yeah.
Then he said, you have to be loyal to two things, the state and the constitution. Right? And you have to. So what is in this portion? I've got about 10 portions of this chap's speech, but I've picked this up. All of you must understand. In this portion, what is he saying? He's saying it is important to be loyal to Pakistan and the constitution. And who's made the constitution what it is today? Asim Munir. The constitution of Pakistan has been, by 27th, 26th amendment, has been changed. And that constitution is now going to be changed again to the 28th constitutional amendment, which I spoke of, I've been speaking of for a long time. So if you are loyal to the constitution, you are loyal to whom? Asim Munir. And then he said something very important. Your identity is not of a Punjabi, your identity is not of a Sindhi or a Baluch or a Pashtun. Your identity is of Pakistan. So he is going to break identities. Get this straight. Get this thinking, all of you who are watching this have to understand what's happening in Pakistan. I'll come to it to the end, but just listen to each shades I'm going to peel out like an onion. And focus on what each chap says. Okay, we'll not get into the generalization of Pakistan. Pakistan is a set of fools, that's a different story. But we're going to focus on each. Okay. Now, what else did he say? Now this fellow said something else. And this is the resonance between what Mohsin Naqvi said and this chap has said. Mohsin Naqvi said, look, the state has collapsed, so we have to reset the state administratively. Okay? And see what he's saying.
And if that good governance requires an administrative reset, then let that be happen. If that good governance requires it changes, then let that be happen. But it has to be done through the constitutional method, through the legal method, and through the political representatives, but surely as per the will of the people of Pakistan.
So, very clear. There's going to be an administrative change in Pakistan. Okay? And that's going to be done constitutionally. As per the law, as per all this. Right? And the thing is, look, this system which existed for 70 years is broken and can go no further. Look at the fundamentality of what is being spoken. It cannot go further. It is going to break. It has broken. So what are we going to do? We're going to create a new system. And that system is being couched as administrative reforms. These administrative reforms will be based on a constitution. And that constitution is the existing constitution which has been re-scripted by 26th and the 27th Amendment. And it is going to be further re-scripted by the 28th and possibly the 29th Amendment. Okay? So there is a change. And what is this going to be? He is what he is doing, what Asim Munir is doing. I am now putting the cart before the horse. What Asim Munir is doing is trying to break Pakistan's provinces and create in number of provinces for administrative reasons, with a better administrated smaller provinces. Break the identity of Pakistan as it exists today. Create a new identity, a better administrative unit, which will be more economically viable. In fact, already the DGISPR has started a blitz on this. I couldn't download it. You see nice little influencers, young girls coming and saying why it's better to have 20 provinces instead of one. It's already on. So, but fundamentally what he is doing, you get the drift what's happening in Pakistan. There's a problem in the periphery, there's a problem economically, there's a problem externally. And he is now refocusing all the problems to say, look, all this problem is because of administrative defunct. And because the system has collapsed, we have to reset the system. The focus is now being saying, if I reset the system will come out. And the only person who can reset the system is who? Asim Munir. Please understand this game. Okay, I'll go ahead because we have to see the analysis and the interpretation of what different people in Pakistan are looking at.
And if that...
Okay, now we have the patience to go through all this. I'm going to be patient with today because this is something we have to understand.
मुझे नहीं पता फिर वो अपने आप को कहां पर प्लेस करते हैं। वो कहते हैं ये सियासतदान आपस में बैठे, क्यों हम अपनी सियासी जमातों तक महदूद होकर रह गए हैं? एक शख्स मुल्क को इतनी मेहनत करके ऊपर लेकर जा रहा है, एक शख्स। अच्छा, आगे तो आज की तकरीर बुनियादी तौर पर 28वीं तरमीम की बुनियाद थी। नए सूबे हर सूरत बनेंगे, ये फैसला सादर हो गया, ये बताया गया है। मार्शाला या सदारती निजाम वर्दी के अंदर आसिम मुनीर का सदर बनने का ऐलान है और यह बताया कि यह शौक नहीं मजबूरी है क्योंकि सियासतदान नाकाम हो गए। आज की तकरीर में यह भी था कि सियासतदान सारे के सारे कसूरवार है, नाकाम है, इन्होंने कुछ नहीं किया। आपको कल हमने मिशाल मलिक साहबा की एक टुकड़ा सुनाया था ना, उन्होंने कश्मीर में जो कुछ हुआ वो सारा सियासतदानों पे डाल दिया था। जर्नैली असासे हर जगह पर यही बारीक वारदात करेंगे। जर्नैली असासे क्या, आप और हम भी सारी उम्र यही नहीं समझते रहे? हम सारी उम्र जब हम जमानाए जहालत में थे तो हम समझते थे कि नून लीग और पीपल्स पार्टी इलेक्शन चोरी करती है और फौज आकर उनको रोकती है। अब हमें पता है कि असल चोर तो ये थे। आगे चलते हैं, वो भी चोर हैं, ये नहीं कि वो चोर नहीं है, लेकिन वो इनके सदाए हुए, आप ये समझे, वो इनके सदाए हुए बंदर हैं। मदारी ये है, वो इनके बंदर हैं, वो इनके कहने पर करते हैं जो कुछ भी करते हैं। आगे चलते हैं। अब
This guy is not living in Pakistan, is he?
बिल्कुल कह दिया वो।
This guy is not living in Pakistan, is he?
No, naturally, all these chaps are outside.
Yeah. Please continue,
So,
sir. Yeah.
so now you see that the system, as per this, the system is collapsed, and there are going to be new states. He is giving his version, his interpretation. New states, Shahbaz Sharif, all these chaps are out. A new president, 28th Amendment. 28th Amendment, I've discussed this long back. So this is it. Any views on your interpretation of what this chap has said?
Sir, have you been to Chandigarh city?
Yeah, many times.
So you kind of know where I'm coming at. Viewers, Chandigarh is split into sectors, sector 1 to sector 25 or 30 or something like that. So Pakistan will have the same thing, sector 1, sector 2, sector 3. No more Sindh, no more Balochistan, no more KPK, no more POJK, no more Punjab, no more Saraiki. But will even Asim Munir know which sector is where in the map?
Right. So there is a fundamental shift which is happening, which Asim Munir is trying. Let me tell you this. He is trying this. Now let's see another view. See, we should know what's the debate going on in Pakistan. All this has happened overnight. Right?
हुकूमत तो ये प्रैक्टिकली फारग हो गई है. उसकी वजह यह है कि जब आपके 3 वजीर, यानी आपके इंटीरियर मिनिस्टर, आपका जो अपने हैं ये कम्युनिकेशन मिनिस्टर और आपके हेल्थ मिनिस्टर, 3 फेडरल मिनिस्टर जो हैं वो प्राइम मिनिस्टर को कह रहे हैं कि तुम्हारी औकात हैसियत ही कोई नहीं है, तो हुकूमत तो खत्म हो गई. तो ये देखें कि हमने तो आपको, मुझे असद साहब को, हमें एक एडवांटेज ये है कि हम सालों से यही काम देख रहे हैं कि हुकूमतें आती कैसे हैं, जाती कैसे. मैंने तो 58, मैंने 77, मैंने 99 आपको बताया. अब आप ये देखें कि ये तीर कमान से निकल गया, ये वापस नहीं आ सकता. उसकी वजह है,
यानी जब आप कहते हैं तीर कमान से निकल गया, ऊपर से कुछ जो हमारे सीनियर तजियाकार हैं वो रात से कह रहे हैं कि जी रावी चैन ही चैन.
मैं आपको बताऊं ना, हम लोग ये असद भाई को करेंगे, हम लोगों को मतलब कम से कम 3-4 महीने पहले पता था कि हम फारूक हो गए और हम जो है वो जा रहे हैं.
जब आपकी हुकूमत जा रही थी 10 अप्रैल को, आपको 4 महीने पहले इल्म था.
खान साहब को तो शायद उससे भी पहले का अंदाजा हो रहा था.
वो कैसे
फवाद दिसंबर की तो काबीना की मीटिंग में खान ने कह दिया था कि मार्च जो है वो बड़ा क्रिटिकल हो गया है और अगले 3 महीने के अंदर कट्टा-कट्टी हो जाना है.
तो ये बात बिल्कुल वाज़ेह है. आप देखें ना, जो भी पॉलिटिशियन है, आई एक्चुअली जरदारी साहब हो गए, नवाज शरीफ हो गए, शहबाज शरीफ साहब हो गए, इनकी तो सच्ची बात है कि उम्र ही जो है वो पूरी सियासत में गुजरी है, 50-50 साल की. तो ये तो नहीं है कि इनको नहीं पता कि क्या होने लगा या क्या हो रहा है. तो ये तो अंडरस्टैंडेबल है.
अब आप ये कह रहे हैं, जैसे असद उमर साहब फरमा रहे हैं कि दिसंबर 2021 में काबीना में बात भी हो गई थी, खान साहब ने बताया था कि हम 3 महीने में फारिग होने वाले हैं. आप ये कहना चाह रहे हैं कि इस काबीना को अब पता चल गया कि ये फारिग होने वाले हैं.
काबीना को अगर नहीं भी पता चला तो प्राइम मिनिस्टर को, नवाज शरीफ को, जरदारी साहब को पता है कि अच्छा, क्योंकि उसकी वजह है ना. अब आप देखें ना, ब्यूरोक्रेट्स का रवैया अभी चेंज हो जाएगा.
So very clear, he says, look, the interior minister, the health minister, and one more minister are all against Shahbaz Sharif. And the story is now how Shahbaz Sharif and Nawaz Sharif and all these chaps are going to be eased out. Okay, let's look at another. This is another thing which Fazlur Rahman has really shot a new arrow. Okay, this is in a different direction. See this.
चीन एक माशी कुव्वत के तौर पर उभर रहा है और एक नई सर्द जंग शुरू हो चुकी. अगर उस जंग की आमाजगाह अफगानिस्तान था, तो इस जंग की आमाजगाह पाकिस्तान. इसलिए पाकिस्तान को नचोड़ा जा रहा है और हम हैं कि ना इधर के ना उधर. एक को तसल्ली दे रहे हैं कि सिपैक नहीं बनेगा, उसके लिए मुश्किलात बढ़ गई हैं. मुसल्लह गिरोह उसने सिपैक के इलाके को भी अपने जेर असर ले लिया है और उसको मुतमईन किया जा रहा है. चीन को माशी रास्ता, चीन को कहा जा रहा है कि आप बेफिक्र रहें, आप हमें सिक्योरिटी का निजाम हवाला करें और उसके लिए आप हमें पैसे दिया करें. उधर से सिक्योरिटी के नाम पर मगरब से और अमेरिका से पैसे लिए जा रहे हैं और इधर से अब दूसरी तरफ एक नई सिक्योरिटी के नाम पर पैसे लेने की हीले ढूंढे जा रहे हैं. हम किधर फंसे हुए हैं? हमारा तो एक रुख ही नहीं है. हम तो दुनिया में नाकाबिल एतमाद कौम बन चुके हैं. कौन हम पे एतमाद करेगा? हमारे प्राइम मिनिस्टर और हमारे आर्मी चीफ दोनों काबिल एहतराम शख्सियतें चली गई चाइना. वहां उनको आमादा किया कि वो पाकिस्तान में सरमायाकारी करें, लेकिन खाली हाथ लौटे. एक ही बात थी कि जी पाकिस्तान में पहले तो सियासी तौर पर अदम इस्तेहकाम है और दूसरी तरफ आपकी सिक्योरिटी काबिल एतमाद नहीं है. हम किस तरह वहां सरमायाकारी करें? अब ऐसी सूरत हाल में हम तो पहले से घबराए हुए लोग हैं कि अमेरिका और मगरबी दुनिया का एजेंडा तब्दील हो गया है. इस वक्त पूरी दुनिया में अगर माशी लिहाज से कोई डूब रहा है खित्ते में अगर कोई मुल्क माशी लिहाज से डूब रहा है तो एक तनहा पाकिस्तान। क्या हमने कभी इसके इलाज देखे? हमारे निजाम में खामियां, हमारी असेंबलियां, हमारे पार्लियामेंट, अवाम के नुमाइंदगान की पार्लियामेंट, उसमें लोग जरूर बैठे हैं।
So what do you make of this? Because this is a new arrow which has been shot yesterday by Fazlur Rahman. Where do you think this is going?
See, sir, is he trying to think of like a grand Pakhtunistan kind of thing where portions of Afghanistan, portions of Pakistan will come and this guy will become the boss? That's what is he hinting?
No, I mean, the way I look at it is very simple. He's taken he's trained his guns today on Shahbaz Sharif, the army chief and everything. And, he's been doing this now for some time. So you see different reactions coming from different people. All this has started in the past 48 hours. Okay? You heard, see the whole story which is panning out. Okay? Like I said, every guy who's coming is giving you a different hue of the problem. So we'll look at more and then we'll take a call. Right? Yeah, let's look at this for Adil Raja.
हमारा सोर्स मौजूद था उस 7 घंटे की मीटिंग में, एक नहीं, एक से ज्यादा। और मैं चैलेंज करता हूं DGISPR को, DGISI को, आर्मी चीफ को, DG मिलिट्री इंटेलिजेंस को, कि मैं चैलेंज कर रहा हूं कि मुझे बता दो कि जो मैं बात कर रहा हूं वो झूठी कर रहा हूं। एग्जैक्ट 7 घंटे से कुछ मिनट ऊपर नीचे नहीं, 7 घंटे की मीटिंग हेडक्वार्टर ISI के अंदर हुई है, जिसके अंदर तमाम ISI के इंपॉर्टेंट ऑफिशियल्स, तमाम डायरेक्टरेट जनरल्स के DGs, तमाम सेक्टर कमांडर्स, इंटरनल विंग के अलावा BCT वगैरह सब के सब बैठे हुए थे। ठीक है, और वहां पे डिस्कशन वो हुई है जो बात डिक्टेटर के पेशाब मोहसिन नकवी ने जो बाहर आके बकवास की, पेशावर में जाके जो बात की, बिल्कुल वो वहां पे बात हुई कि भाई ये सिस्टम अब नहीं चल सकता। GHQ के अंदर प्लान बनाया गया है कि जनाब स्वीपिंग पॉलिटिकल ओवरऑल किया जाएगा और आसिम मुनीर को सदर बना दिया जाएगा और उसके पेशाब को, डिक्टेटर को और उसके यूनिफॉर्म के अंदर सदर बनाया जाएगा और तमाम उसके पास पावर भी होगी, वो सिर्फ आसिफ जरदारी की तरह का सदर नहीं होगा। और मोहसिन नकवी को वजीर आजम बनाया जाएगा। मोहसिन नकवी इसी सिलसिले में सदर जरदारी से कराची में जाके मिला है और सदर जरदारी ने हमारी इत्तलात के मुताबिक बताया कि यार मैं तो मान भी लूं, जाहिर बात है उसकी फाइलें बहुत सी खुली हुई है, नैब की फाइलें बड़ी खुली हुई है, मेरा बेटा नहीं मानता और उसने तो कोई करप्शन भी नहीं की हुई और वो तो इसके अंदर इन्वॉल्व भी नहीं है। तो उसको कहा गया, सदर जरदारी को मोहसिन नकवी ने कहा कि देखें मैं भी तो आपका बेटा बना हुआ हूं, लेकिन ऊपर से अब ऑर्डर ये आ गया है कि बेटे को साइडलाइन करें, बेटे के पर काटें और ये हमारे एग्रीमेंट के ऊपर आप आ जाएं, आपको सेफ एग्जिट मिल जाएगा। दुबई जाके रहना है, उसके अलावा अमेरिका में रहना है, जिधर भी रहना है वो आपको सेफ एग्जिट मिलेगा, नहीं तो आपको सेफ एग्जिट भी नहीं मिलेगा। इसी तरह अब 2 दिन पहले हेडक्वार्टर ISI के अंदर 7 घंटे की मीटिंग हुई है जिसके अंदर बताया क्या गया है, बताया ये गया है कि जनाब अब हमने सिस्टम को
So what do you make of this new thing, new angle?
Sir, one thing that's standing out here is this meeting took place in ISI headquarters. New links are coming out that the MI6 is very, very strongly having links with ISI. I don't know what to make of it. Does that mean that somewhere UK is thinking, because this is the creation of United Kingdom. Then it was called the British, but it is a creation of Pakistan, is a creation of the United Kingdom. I wonder what they are thinking. I mean, maybe a dictator who kowtows to them is a better one to manage than maybe a prime minister whose brother is sitting in London, and who knows? Maybe that's what MI6 and UK want, sir.
Yeah, so okay, it's not a matter of who wants what. I think look at the change which is happening here. In my ways, it doesn't matter who wants what. The positioning of each chap, where he wants to be. So it's very clear that they want to push out Asif Zardari, they want to push out Shahbaz Sharif, they're going to break up Pakistan into different
Bakra chahiye na, sir. Bakra chahiye na. Bakra chahiye. Yeah.
Hey, now this Mohsin Naqvi wants to become the prime minister. These are all the art of, in the realm of possibility. And now the focus, the shift, the talk, everything will be on this. People will forget about Balochistan, KPK and AJK. Look at that thinking. Okay, now let's move ahead. Now the next guy. You see, there are a lot of people. There are a lot of people playing this game. Look at.
Oh, this
Let's
is
hear.
our intellectual.
Yeah, let's look at Najam Sethi. What he says.
28वीं तरमीम
हाँ हम 28वीं तरमीम लाने जा रहे हैं
ओके
अगर आप नहीं चाहते कि हम ये करें
See, it's very clear. 28वीं तरमीम लाना चाहते हैं. That is 20th Amendment. And I'll speak of this 20th Amendment also. Right? Okay.
तो फिर जो हम सजेशन आपको कर रहे हैं जल्दी से वो आप मान लेना हमारी बात सिक्योरिटी रिक्वायर्स के सिक्योरिटी एस्टैब्लिशमेंट को एनएफसी अवार्ड जो है उसको तब्दील किया जाए सिक्योरिटी एस्टैब्लिशमेंट चाहती है कि वो पानी जो है वो डाइवर्ट हो फ्रॉम इनटू सम लैंड्स जो कि वो बेचना चाहते हैं दे वांट टू डेवलप एग्रीकल्चरल लैंड वो सिंध में पानी पंजाब में कहीं जाएगा वो तो उसके ऊपर इश्यूज बने हुए हैं ना पीपल्स पार्टी के साथ पीपल्स पार्टी एग्री नहीं कर रही और जाहिर है दिस इज क्रिएटिंग अ लॉट ऑफ टेंशन अब एक साल हो गया कि एस्टैब्लिशमेंट चुप करके बैठी है इधर से प्रेशर जरदारी साहब बात नहीं मानते तो अब मेरा ख्याल है मैसेज इज लाउड एंड क्लियर कि हम ये करेंगे
So this is something very devious and ingenious. So I must explain this. What this fellow has said. He spoke of something called NFC awards. He spoke of something called Pani. Okay, now what is this? In Pakistan, there is this 18th Amendment. Long back. As per the 18th Amendment, they devolved some powers to the states, provinces. They decentralized some powers. And the center gives financial guarantees to the state. It has to give. The center today is in no position to give any money. Right? And now Asim Munir feels that he needs money. He has to run Pakistan the way he wants. For that, he needs money. So what did he do? He got that SIFC. Now, part of that SIFC, he was digging 6 canals and he had sold a whole lot of land off to people. And then Sindh objected to this whole thing. They went to the streets and they said, you cannot build those canals because those canals will draw water from Indus. If water goes from Indus into those canals, water will not go to Sindh. It is at Sindh's expense. Now, Asim Munir has made some commitments. He's also got a stake in that. Both. So now if you do administrative reform of Pakistan, the problems which Sindh posed to this NFC and everything is broken. You break up Pakistan into, let's say Sindh today becomes 4 small sub-provinces, right? They don't have the capability then to oppose Asim Munir. Please understand this. So Asim Munir will laugh his way to the bank through those 6 canals, which he has now already sold that land to people. And who are the people? The Fauj. Okay. And then he controls all these. He's going to divide more Pakistan into, say, 8 pieces. Instead of the 4 major provinces, it will maybe become 12 provinces. So every province is going to become weak because the center will become strong. The center becomes strong. He has to hold the center. He'll break the states. And who's the center? Asim Munir is the center. That is why the 28th Amendment. The 28th Amendment is going to have this ability to break the states. It's going to have the ability to reverse that NFC award for or devolution of power to the states and the financial commitments to the state. And it will enable him to use this water and all that. And the 20th Amendment will make him the president. See this game which is being played at multiple levels. And all this he's saying, look, the state has failed. The state has broken. We have to refix it. And all these problems which are happening in Balochistan, POJK and in KP are a result of a broken state. It's not because of this thing. And this is the politicians who messed it. So I'm the messiah for Pakistan. Must understand the plan. Okay. Yeah, we'll go further. It's not going to be easy, incidentally.
28वीं तरमीम
Okay. Now, this is a reaction from Sindh. The lawyers in Sindh have spoken. So just listen to it. We will get the drift.
भाई ऐसा दौर क्यों आ गया कि वर्दी में खड़े होकर हमें बताया जा रहा है कि सूबों की डिवीजन क्यों जरूरी है? क्या पाकिस्तान में सुनने समझने की सलाहियत सिविलियंस में खत्म हो गई है? हमारी डेमोक्रेसी क्या खत्म हो गई है? ये हालात हम पे क्यों आ गए कि टीवी पे चल रहा है? सुबह में देख रहा था, क्लिप्स देख रहा था, उसमें ये क्लिप आया। तो आज पाकिस्तान इस हालात में क्यों आ गया है कि वो हमें हिफाजत के बजाय वो हमें ये दर्ज दे रहे हैं कि ये होना चाहिए? ये आपका डोमेन नहीं है सर, ये डोमेन हमारा है, सिविलियंस का है। क्या आप हमसे नहीं ले सकते? Sin is one, there is no two questions about it. ये दिमाग में रखिए। आपसे इन 4 सूबों की गवर्नेंस नहीं हो रही, आप चाह रहे हैं और यूनिट बनाए जाए। चले सोचते हैं यूनिट बन गए, यानी कि और वजीर आला और ब्यूरोक्रेट्स और माल खाएंगे। लोगों को मिल क्या रहा है? तबाही हो रही है। आप गवर्नेंस इंप्रूव कर नहीं पा रहे, आप रिफॉर्म्स ला नहीं सकते। आपकी डेमोक्रेसी फॉर्म 47 की है, जो लाते हैं रबर स्टैम्प ठप्पा लग जाता है।
So there's a pushback. And this pushback is serious. It's just taken root yesterday. Yeah, your views on this, whatever has come out so far.
General Shankar, looks like this is all a dream of one individual. If that one individual is taken out of the picture, it's all over, sir. I don't think anybody else can do anything like this. I'm just thinking loud.
No, I agree with you. We know he's doing it. I'm telling you, it's Asim Munir. So you brought an important thing. If he's taken out, everything will resolve. But how will
it won't resolve? At least it'll stop. All this thing about, further breaking up may not happen.
No.
Yeah.
Okay. So how will it be removed? Let me ask you the question.
So there's always a mango basket.
So there are 2 ways of doing this. Now, and you're talking on the mango basket, someone has to do. The second thing is that you've seen the reaction from Sindh. We have not yet seen the reaction from Balochistan. We have not yet seen the reaction from other provinces. Right? They might not agree. So you might see Pakistan descending into chaos in the next 2-3 days.
Yeah.
Understand where Pakistan is headed. In which case he might clamp martial law, or the jackboot might come straight down. And in that, they will push the 28th Amendment through and get Asif Zardari out. We'll see how this is going, because there are many options at this point of time. There might be a martial law. There might even be a deal with Asif Zardari. Asif Zardari, you get out, I become the president, your son becomes the prime minister. Right? He'll give a carrot to Mohsin Naqvi to be the deputy prime minister or someone, all that. And interestingly, which I have not spoken, I couldn't get that clip in time again. There's one clip floating around where Bilawal Bhutto has gone and said, army is our red line. We love our army. Nothing should happen to our army. Hamara jaan hai army. Red line hai army. So he's already started singing praises of the army. So you see that angle coming back. That there's a deal, there could be a deal between Asif Ali Zardari and Asim Munir. You come in my place, my son comes in Shahbaz Sharif's place. And we will agree to the breakup of, these provinces, and then he will execute it. And there will be some pro quid quo in all this. The land, Najam city has spoken of land, that will also be part of the deal. A whole lot of things are in the pipeline, and there is also a fact that people at the bottom are rebelling. Okay, now I'm going to show you one interesting clip. I don't know who this chap is, but this came out yesterday. This reaction came out yesterday. See the logic of his reaction. What he talks about, what that chap Mohsin Naqvi has spoken. Very interesting. It's very interesting.
पाकिस्तान के वजीर दाखिला कल ये कह रहे थे कि सिस्टम कोलैप्स हो चुका है। मोहसिन नकवी साहब ये सिस्टम सिर्फ पाकिस्तान में एग्जिस्ट नहीं करता है, ये सिस्टम दुनिया के बेशतर ममालिक में यही चलता है, बल्कि दुनिया की सबसे बड़ी डेमोक्रेसी इसी सिस्टम के ही तहत चलती है, जिसको हिंदुस्तान कहते हैं। इंग्लैंड, ऑस्ट्रेलिया, कनाडा, जापान, इवन के बांग्लादेश, श्रीलंका, नेपाल में भी ये सिस्टम, मगर वहां पर पाकिस्तानी फौज नहीं है। जी हाँ मोहसिन नकवी साहब, जब आप आईना देखें और अपने आप से पूछें कि ये सिस्टम कैसे चलेगा, आप तो एक काउंसलर की सीट तक नहीं जीत सकते, आपने तो इलेक्शन तक नहीं लड़ा। वो अलग बात है, जिन्होंने इलेक्शन भी लड़ा वो भी आ रहे हुए थे, मगर उन्हीं को भी, उन लोगों को भी जिन्होंने सिस्टम तबाह किया, यानी पाकिस्तान आर्मी ने उन्हीं लोगों को सुनकर किसी को प्राइम मिनिस्टर बनाया, किसी को चीफ मिनिस्टर अब पंजाब बनाया। तो आप मुझे बताएं सिस्टम कैसे चलेगा? आप क्या समझते हो कोई दूसरा सिस्टम आएगा, आपकी पाकिस्तानी फौज मजालिम बंद करेगी? क्या पाकिस्तानी फौज बलोचों को अगवा नहीं करेगी? क्या पाकिस्तानी फौज जो बलोच अगवा कर चुके हैं उनको छोड़ देगी? क्या मजालिम केपीके में रुक जाएंगे? क्या ड्रोन अटैक मजलूमों को मारना, कत्ल करना खत्म हो जाएगा? क्या सिंध में जो आप लोग करते हो और करते चले आ रहे हो बंद होगा? क्या अभी आप जो कश्मीरियों पे जो कर रहे हो, जो पाकिस्तानी एडमिनिस्ट्रेटर कश्मीर में जो कश्मीरी हैं, क्या वो बंद हो जाएगा?
So he's raised other questions. He's gone back to basics. He says, "Look, what is this army going to do? If you make a new story, do you think all these will stop? He's hit the center of the problem. He said you can do any administrative thing, but will these problems go away? Right? So there is provincially, there's going to be a backlash. There's going to be a backlash from people at the core who recognize that these problems are not going to run away. And fundamentally, these will not change the economy of the nation. The economy of the nation today is suffering. It might revive tomorrow. We don't know. But that revive based on this promise of breakup of states and all that. That won't. Okay. I'm sorry I'm taking a little time because I think understanding what's happening in Pakistan is more important than, pure rhetoric. So that is why. And look at this. Maliha Lodi. She's come out with a huge lot of, what shall I say, posts on Twitter. So, and if you see that, you will understand the drift of people, how they are thinking. So let me go through that and, with a full screen so that you people all this is about massive student turnout in capital today as youth march in solidarity with Kashmir. Protesters are urging civil society and the international committee to take notice and defend basic fundamental rights. There's a clip. If you see the clip, there is something happening in Islamabad. It might be happening elsewhere. It is all about Gen Zs, right? And Maliha Lodi says this is capital's Gen Z protest. This is only day one. Things will unravel. Then she's written this article. I'm going to come back to this article throughout this analysis of mine on Pakistan. This article, what she says, I've spoken about this earlier, but I have to repeat it. In Balochistan, the writ of the state doesn't exist. In KP, escalation in TTP-sponsored terrorist attacks have left people fearful and distrustful of law enforcement authorities. We've discussed this in the past 2 days. Unrest in Azad Jammu and Kashmir is far from over. In fact, it is increasing. Elections are approaching, but they already lack public credibility. Now that is conclusive. Tomorrow, in fact, today is the second phase of elections, so supposed to be. So I expect more problems there. Okay. The government opposition standoff continues. The PTI-led opposition has called for protests on August 5th. August 5th is 3 days hence. August 5th marks the third anniversary of Imran Khan being jailed. So there are problems ahead. Okay. And there's a nationwide lawyers' movement taking shape to protest against the 26th and the 27th Amendment. That is what I showed you when those lawyers from Sindh spoke what they spoke. Add to this the ferment of public frustration while growing cost of living burden and power outages. That's what I showed you, that nameless guy who spoke. If you actually speak, he spoke for about 10 minutes. All these points is covered, and he said, look, if this Fauji's Hukumran comes, will all this change? And she says the picture is one of growing turmoil with public anger rising against the rulers. The media is controlled with TV channels, told what not to broadcast, and even invite who to talk into shows. Dissent is silenced. Digital space is restricted. This is the Pakistan we are dealing with. This is the Pakistan which Asim Munir is manipulating around. And the Sindh Chief Minister has very clearly said, categorically stated, the proposal to create more administrative units is unacceptable. People of Sindh would never accept any such move and would strongly oppose any attempt to alter the province's administrative structure. Right? And this lady has tweeted, PPP has a clear position according to these comments. Now, people of Sindh and this Prime Minister are on one side. Is Bilawal Bhutto and Asif Zardari, are they swinging the ball? We'll have to see how this goes. So there is a dissonance. There's a dissonance between what this man is saying, what Zardari has yet to say, and what Bilawal Bhutto has already stated, and what those lawyers have said. And this is only Sindh. There's a chap called Bakir Sajid. He says Interior Minister Mohsin Naqvi's admission about the collapse of the governance system is a damning confession of the failures from the very core of power, that's the army. Even more baffling was the applause from the audience to this comment. And Maliha Lodhi says, I agree. See how this whole story is going. There's this Yusuf Nazar. Yusuf Nazar has got a whole lot of followers. I would suggest all of you go and look it up. He says the renewed debate over new provinces and administrative units rests on a flawed assumption that Pakistan's governance failures stem from provinces being too large or too few. And Maliha Lodhi says quite right. Okay. So, in fact, what he says, Pakistan's core problem is not administrative geography, but political economy. Access to the state and proximity to power have become valuable economic assets, generating patronage, privileges, and rents. Competing elite networks, political, bureaucratic, business, and military contest control of these resources while ordinary citizens bear the cost through weak services, fiscal strain, and stagnant growth. And of course, he goes on. There's a long thing, and he comes back to the army. So the point is that there are already huge reactions from various strata of society on this one thing, that the collapse of Pakistan is there and all that, and X, Y, Z. I've shown you the whole thing, and this story is not ending. This story is just beginning. Please understand this. Okay. And Maliha Lodhi has also said demos in support of Pakistan, Kashmiris broken up in Islamabad and Lahore by force. No matter how many protests are broken, what in people's hearts cannot be broken. I mean, I've picked one intellectual. I mean, Maliha Lodhi, whatever she is, you might have an opinion on her. I have no problem. I also have an opinion on her. She's not very great. She's complete, but she's Pakistani. She will talk Pakistani. She will defend Pakistanis. Even she is talking in these terms. Okay. When you can't run the country, the system is at fault. How disingenuous can you get? If the system has collapsed on your watch, step aside and let go. And Dawn came out with this article. Naqvi calls for the hard reset of the failed status quo. So the federation as it exists is to be destroyed. That's the question. Right? So I have finished today for what I have to say. Look at the overall picture. So now you see, Shreyaji, your overall assessment of what's happening in Pakistan.
I think nothing is going to change. This guy is thinking that by doing something like this, he can divert the attention of the people away from their day-to-day problems. I have also got a feeling that maybe some of the people who typically give them money have said no more or something like that. So I think this guy is really up the creek right now. I don't know. I'm going to see, this is all coming very, very quickly. I did not see this coming. I'm going to spend some time. Maybe we can revisit and talk about it in our next hangout and get a little bit more handle on this, sir. You have to excuse me now, sir. Maybe you can take the questions, and I have to go to the other channel. Thank you so much, sir.
Thanks a lot.
My apologies, viewers. I'll be right back.
Problem.
Thank you.
Yeah, no problems. Right? So you see things are changing at pace in Pakistan. What's happening? Like I said, if I have to comment on a whole, there is a peripheral problem in Pakistan where the periphery of Pakistan is on fire. The central part of Pakistan is imbalanced. The system itself says, I have collapsed. I need a new system. Whether it is good, bad, or ugly is a different story, but it is stated already. So, Asim Munir wants to change the system. So, he wants to get everyone's focus on that and marginalize the problems. At the core of this is Asim Munir. And there's an external factor to this where his dreams of still doing everything outside are alive. And he probably is now, it is also possible that the USA has put conditions for grant of the $10 billion. And you heard what Maulana Fazlur Rahman said. Hum pis rahe hain. So now you see the Pakistan in the concentric circles which I have outlined. The core being Asim Munir, the internal circle being economy and administrative setup and the collapsed system, the peripheral problem and the external problem. Now, all these will generate a lot of stresses on the system. Something has to give. It can't go on. That is what I'm going to decode in the evening. Is Pakistan disintegrating? Will Pakistan disintegrate? Will it break up? Right? So we'll do that. The hues of this are deep. And what do we do after that? What do we do? So these are the questions. I hope I have tickled your brains. I hope all of you understand this can't come in a Facebook shot. You have to think. I leave it at that. Okay. Thanks a lot, Jagannath Sheshadri, for becoming a member. Thanks a lot, Ashish, for your contribution, and also thanks a lot for Durga Prasad for your contribution to say let them cook. I agree with you. Let them cook. We can't stop them because what is happening there is happening. 250 million Pakistanis are going to hereafter act. They might come on the streets. They're already on the streets. The 3 provinces which are on the streets where violence is there, Something has started in Islamabad. Today, what's happening, we'll see. Things are not going to go. August 5th is Imran Khan. I told you last week that what's happening in Pakistan is going to be different. And we need to, focus on it. That's why I said I'll focus on Pakistan. Because what happens in Pakistan is going to dictate our strategic outlook. And Fazlur Rahman's thing is very important. China. What's going to be the effect on China of all this? Right? Join me in the evening. I'm going to discuss this Sunday. Have this thing, and I will make it a longer discussion. And we'll see where this whole story is going. I'm now not going to take on any question. Right? I'm not going to take any question. We'll wait. We'll wait till the thing. But I'll touch on a few issues which you people have highlighted. Okay, I don't think we should take any questions today. I will not take, because I'm deliberately not taking questions today. I'll take one comment. Sir, I'm an international business manager. I find immense value in your content in my professional decision making. Would you consider making a full course on geopolitics for Indian business managers? I can. If you people are interested, let me know. I'm prepared to do it. And I'm prepared to do it without any problems. Anytime. It will be an exclusive course. You'll have to give me the context, how many people are interested, and we can work out the whole details. And I can do it, say, how things move, international economy, the geo economy, and everything. I can do that. Just get in touch with me. Get in touch with me through my email and propose what is in your mind, and I'm prepared. And if people are coming, I can do it. I can do it as a capsule or everything. I will do that. I have no problem. Okay, no issue. In fact, I'll welcome it. Right. Thanks a lot, Satish, for your contribution. Right. Yeah, it's a privilege to be a subscriber. Thank you. I'm more interested in this Gen Z, because I think as a society, our children, how we bring them up and how we we have to be very careful. There must be a Gen Z viewer, sir. These people want everything on a platter without working for it. Deplorable. You're doing a fantastic job. That's not an issue which I have. Whether I'm doing a fantastic job or not is not the issue. I'm at times saying, look, how do we change this whole story of Gen Zs? They are children. They are our future. I have nothing against them. In fact, I love them. I have my own children who are, of course, they're not Gen Zs like this. My grandson will become a Gen Z sooner or later. I mean, it's a matter of time. How do you get them to think? How do you get them to do the right thing? How do you get them to, imbibe values which we have learned? Because we as parents and grandparents and uncles and aunts gave our values to our children. They have to give their values to the children. And all of you who have Gen Zs as your children, how do you communicate to them? How do you make them realize the potential they have? After all, these people have the same potential you have. If you're a businessman doing well, your son also or your daughter also has the potential to do well. And unless these youth contribute tomorrow to our society, we will not grow. And I'm talking of India, I'm not talking of US, and I'm not talking of China or Pakistan. Us. Why is it that they don't want our culture? Our culture has stood us. You might be an atheist. You see, there's a difference between being an atheist and being a non-cultural being. As an atheist, you might not believe in God, but the Hinduism has got a culture. It has got some anchors. It gives you the core thing on which you can fall back every time you're in doubt. Right? So you need not be religious. You need not follow the Hindutva route. You need not follow the communist route. There's something in between, middle of the road, centrist, balanced. How do you teach that to them? How do we tell them, look, you have to spend time to get an output? These are the questions I'm going to talk of. Maybe one of these days I'll talk of it. Right? So I think that's more important for me than Pakistan will discuss. I'm not taking anything about Pakistan today, right? So we'll discuss more because I'm going to have a thing only about how to handle Gen Zs in our life. So they're part of our life. They're children. So that's how it is. And how do I view Gen Zs, and how I have no problem having it making participative. So we'll see how we go along. That's the bigger challenge, which has come out through this cockroach party story. A chap who can think to be a cockroach, something must be wrong here. The very thought he can be a cockroach. So we'll talk of all this. It's not a matter of viewers and all. There's certain things beyond viewership. Right? We need to see how to relate to our next generation and pass the baton on. We shouldn't be in a position where we can't pass the baton on. We shouldn't be in a position where we end up like China. There's no baton to pass on. It's happening there. You'll see that thing coming up forth in the next 2 to 3 years. There are people who are saying in the next decade, China will be a chain society. So we'll see, right? Anyway, till then, thanks a lot for all of you who joined in today. Come in the evening, we'll discuss all these 4 fronts of Pakistan and where it is going. Because whatever is going to happen in Pakistan is going to affect us hell of a lot, whether you like it or not. Till then, have a great time, and Jai Hind to all of you.